Okay, I'm here to talk about you. Well, I'm not here to talk about you. I'm going to do that behind your back later. No, what we're going to talk about is our class programming coming up the next 10 weeks. All right, so here's a absurdly annoying sip of water so I can parch my throat. And then we're going to get rolling on this. So, why we program our strength into cycles, all right, is so we're going to do this to where we give you a heads up on what's coming. This will allow you guys to set goals and prioritize for the next, this will be 10 weeks. All right. I know it only goes out to 8 weeks actually. Sorry. I'm thinking of something else. This will go out to 8 weeks. So in 8 weeks, we'll test our front squat max, our bench press for our next cycle, our deadlift. We'll find a push press max in week 6. All right. Don't want to look too far ahead. But this will give you an idea of what's coming, guys. So you can kind of prioritize, okay, in the next 8 weeks, this is what I'm really focused on getting better at and improving. This is the areas I'm going to be looking to build muscle on and improve my endurance, et cetera, the movements I'm trying to get better at. So this will allow you to really take a step back and focus in, because CrossFit can kind of get overwhelming because there's so many things. So, and goals like that, prioritizing things can just kind of give you a little bit of an edge in finding that discipline day in, day out. So here's a breakdown of what's coming in the next 8 weeks. So Monday is going to be squat day. Front squats is going to be the priority. Now, that being said, if you want to use this cycle for back squats, you can. The percentages are going to be exactly the same. All right, we're going to utilize some pause work in the first couple weeks. We'll bring it back in like weeks 4 and 5. Pauses will really teach you how to use your legs correctly so you're not using your back when you squat. The percentages will start relatively low, so this first week won't feel like a kick in the butt. So you really want to get in these first couple weeks when the weights are kind of relatively low to just build some familiarity, comfortability with the movement, and it's going to build on. And by come week 8, you're going to be like, holy crap, front squats or back squats, whatever one you choose is going to feel way better. We haven't done in the past where you can choose either front squat or back squat. But honestly, the front squat just feels super awkward to you. You prefer back squats, or you just really want to work on back squats. The first thing I would do is kind of communicate with the coach why that is, because you might not be doing front squats even though they really benefit you. But you can do back squats if you like for this cycle. Just pick one and stick with it. Don't be doing back squats one week, front squats the next. Push press is going to be our Tuesday main lift for at least the first 6 weeks. Then we'll get into some testing for other stuff in the next cycle. But push press is kind of, what strict press kind of is to the squats of the upper body and what bench press is to the deadlift. Push press will really teach you how to use your legs correctly in a lot of movements in CrossFit, and will teach you kind of that upper body power work. So push presses are really good at building upper body strength and kind of allowing you to use a little bit more weight than you'd usually use in a strict press. So they're really great. We're going to start lower weights, lower percentages, higher reps more often. So every 90 seconds times 8, and that'll build up over time. Each week throughout. So you can see on that one, we're just going to be adding 5 to 10 pounds each week on that. So eventually you'll probably be doing your max even before you get to that, really, depending on where you start at. Deadlifts are going to come back on Wednesdays. So that's going to start off pretty light. We're going to build that up, build some volume up first, and then we'll start get heavy in the last few weeks, to where we'll build up to that 1 RM on that 8th week. Deadlifts are a great full body exercise. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Deadlifts are not something that you have to do 52 weeks a year to get better at deadlifts. But they have so much carryover to other stuff. It's just so overutilized. So we usually will go a cycle with them and then a cycle without them. I've just seen it work better over time with people who are consistently showing up to the gym week in and week out. They feel a lot better when they're not doing heavy deadlifts every single week. So you're going to get your nice dose of heavy deadlifts late in this cycle. All right. And then we'll build up to a new 1 rep max on that. Thursdays are going to be a little bit different. We're going to have endurance work on those days. And so this is like, we call it endurance work, but honestly, if you're someone who's trying to burn a lot of calories, maybe weight loss is your goal here, then you're doing a great job of getting this resistance training on these days. And most cardio days, you're burning calories by mixing those weights and cardio together, which is optimal. But on those Thursdays, you're going to get that pure cardio, sweat, get the lungs burning a little bit. That's going to be a fantastic day to build up your endurance, get better at cardio. It's going to carry over to every single other WOD you do. And it's going to be great for kind of mixing it up and just burning calories in a different way. So the endurance work is actually going to build on itself. We're going to focus on rowing first. So by the end of these kind of first 4 weeks or so, you're going to feel like the rower is your best friend. We're going to test a 2K trial in week 5. So you get to kind of test that out, and then we'll build into some other stuff from week 6 to 8. So looking forward to that. Just spending more time in the machines, just instead of, the usual 20 cows here, 250 meters here, will get you just really good at cardio and without kind of putting you in the dirt. Because when you're doing WODs with weight all the time, without adjustments for intensity and stuff, it can kind of run you down. So we'll talk about our WODs probably in another video, kind of some of the things we're going to do week in, week out to keep you guys feeling a little more fresh for those of you who are coming 4 or 5 times a week. Fridays, we're going to do some clean stuff, 3 power cleans plus 3 front squats. You'll see that just builds up and goes up in weight each week. All right, so definitely don't want to miss those if you want to get your Olympic lifting work in. We don't always program Olympic lifting into our cycles. You'll see cleans pretty much every week, but they just might be in a WOD or something like that. So really take advantage of this if you want to work on your Olympic lifting stuff. This is a great complex of lifts to get you better at doing cleans, because it teaches you how to properly use the hips for the power clean and really drive up, and all the technique matters that goes power clean, but while still building the legs up for the squat clean. So a lot of carryover there, and you're going to enjoy that going into the open. After we work on the cleans, we're going to have really cool stuff set up for the open this year. Me and Coach Laura are going to be working on that, kind of set up some fun stuff, and we'll let that out pretty soon here. And then Saturdays, if you can't make it on Saturdays, hopefully you got some dumbbells or something at home, because this is going to be awesome. We're going to do some single arm strength work. Usually Saturdays are just, the long WOD. We're still going to do the long fun kind of hybrid WOD, mix it up, partner stuff. We're still going to have all that, but we're going to start each day on Saturday with just a little bit of weight training. But this weight training is more, hey, let's keep the shoulders feeling good. Let's keep the body feeling good. Let's do some balance work on each side of the body. Do some single arm strength work. And then we're going to progress that into some toes to bar progressions on Saturdays and in the later half of the program. All right. So a lot of fun stuff coming y'all's way in this next 8 weeks. Is going to be great. You're going to have nice, cool looking arm muscles and back muscles, and your thighs are going to look great. I'll tell you that. Make sure you're hitting that Thursday endurance work. Make sure you are getting in on these days when you can, being consistent. Really kind of nail down your goals. I recommend writing down 3 things you want to accomplish over the next 8 weeks. Kind of have some of these numbers in mind if you're someone who that really works for you, kind of just tracking things and setting goals and going after them. So hunker down, focus in on that, and let's have a good next 8 weeks. This starts next week, guys. All right. Have a good one.